Fitin10 Nation, it is day 69, which means this is the second last video, which is kind of crazy. And I didn't really realize that until I pretty much just said it. Which means I gotta get through a lot of your questions, so I'm gonna do my best to do that. Okay, so let's get into it. So this person says, this is a comment, due to work from home, I am sitting more. I need to move more throughout the day, especially before life and Zoom class. I find myself really stiff and have limited ROM. Okay, so this is really, really important because when you're seated, your hips are in a flexed position. That is, you're bent at the hips, right? And you're staying in that position. So what happens is there's a muscle called your psoas, which basically attaches to the top of your femur, which is the muscle that runs in your thigh. And then it runs from the top of that thigh bone to your lower back, essentially. Okay, so when you sit, that muscle is sitting shortened. So you're sitting for a long time, it's sitting short. Then you stand up, you stretch it. And so inevitably what happens is because you go in that stretch position that's not used to, you're gonna feel a pull in your lower back. Okay, so you wanna make sure that you stretch out your psoas. So one way to do this would be to go down to a split squat. So like the bottom position of a lunge. Whatever leg is behind you, squeeze the bum on that leg and kind of shift your hips forward. Not overarching your back, keeping everything neutral, but squeezing the bum on that back leg and then kind of moving your hips slightly forward. Okay, but still keeping everything neutral, okay? That would be probably the most important stretch you could do, or one of them for your psoas. There's other stretches for your psoas. There's more advanced stretches. But that would be a starting stretch that I would recommend that you do, okay? And that's going to be one of the most affected muscle groups from being in a seated position, okay? Okay, getting to my 10 rep max, upper body workout. I'm still more conservative, unsure if I can lift the barbell weight. Current max barbell press is 115. Okay, I'm assuming you mean flat barbell press. Yeah, so you want to make sure you've got in that case, a spotter. But you know what, like when I do my bench, I train a lot. Well, I train a lot by myself. I say a lot, but I've been training with a partner as of recently. About 50-50 on my own, okay? And I always train by myself, and I will always leave a little bit in the tank when I'm pressing, and you're still going to get stronger doing that, okay? So, but this takes some time to know your limitations. So my suggestion is to have somebody spot you, okay? So that you don't get stuck underneath the bar. That's what I would suggest, especially at this point in your evolution of training, okay? Best and safest way to increase lifting max, barbell or dumbbell exercises. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly what you're asking here. So let me say this: you want to train. And I'm not sure if this is what you're asking, but when you train, whatever rep range you're training, let's say it's the 10 rep, you're training for 10 reps, you want to train as heavy as you can with, getting full range of motion, okay? So the full range of motion that I will talk about in whatever exercise we're doing, right? Which I'll tell you during class. So make note of that. So you want to train as heavy as you can with full range of motion and controlled eccentrics. Okay, now if you really want to be controlled, you can pause between changes in direction. Okay, and then you want to kind of actively try to squeeze the muscles at hand that are working. Okay, so you really want to, as I've said before in class, you really want to try to get the most out of the least. So, you should never try to lift heavy weight that you can't handle. You should be able to handle it. Perfect form, full range of motion. Mechanics of the exercise are precise. Okay, controlled eccentrics, all of that stuff. Okay. Okay, something else I was going to say about this too. Best safest ways to lift. Okay, if you're not sure, you just add a little bit of weight. Okay, so if you're doing 115 for 10, okay, just try. So let's say you can do 3 sets of 10 for 115. Okay, but you're like, well, I can't do 120 for 3 sets of 10. I don't know what I just said, so let me just rephrase it. If you're doing 115 for a set of 10, for 3 sets of 10, and you want to move to 120, and you're not sure if you can do 3 sets of 10 with 120, then do this. Work on or do 3 sets of 8. Okay? If you get 3 sets of 8, try 3 sets of 9. If you don't think you can get 3 sets of 9, try 1 set of 9 and 2 sets of 8. Okay? Break it down and try to push it further each workout. If you cannot safely do it, if you fear like you will not safely get it up, that is a controlled, you are doing it yourself and it's 100% controlled, then just stay with those numbers that I suggested, okay? And then try to increase your volume slightly with, so for example, you could increase more sets. So you could do like, stay at 8 reps, but do more sets, okay? Maybe do like 4 sets of 8, okay? And then once you feel like that strength is building up, then you can try for that 9th, right? And then try multiple sets for 9. And then once you build up that base of 9, let's venture into reps of 10, okay? It just takes time and patience. Okay, hopefully that answers you. Okay, here's 5 things this person is thankful for. Abundance of food, having money and time to take this class, generally good health, roof over my head, and my life. That's a good one to be thankful for, your life, for sure. Okay. Next. This person says, name something specific you can improve upon for the following week. This person says, recognizing food triggers and having a plan to manage them. For example, when I have a house to myself and it's Friday or Saturday with no plans, I crave all the bad foods. I know I'm susceptible to occasional emotional binge style eating. So something I can work on is paying more attention to when and why that is happening. Okay, I don't know if this is going to help you or not, but when you eat, and I may have said this to you guys before, like sometimes I think to myself, okay, I really, really want to eat that. And I'm like, okay, well, I can go through and I can eat it, and then once it's done, then what? Then what? Then what? Then I got to deal with all the hours or days or weeks or whatever, right? That I gotta spend to get that out of me. So it's like, it's a you're paying a huge price for a little trade-off. So I just say to myself, you eat it and then what? Okay, so, and then what, right? You don't get a lot out of it. Okay, maybe that's not a fair statement. Maybe you do. You certainly get that pleasure in the moment, but then you've got to deal with the repercussions of that, right? So remind yourself of the repercussions of what's going to happen. Okay? So be really good and then give yourself a reward. Be really good over X amount of days, 10 days, give yourself a reward, okay? We have control. You have control, okay? You have control. Oh, 8 minutes already. Ay, ay, ay. All right, I guess I gotta get to the message of the day. All right. So I want to remind you that you need to breathe deep. You need to relax. You need to remember that this will all be over soon. Okay, the good times and the bad. So be present in the good and persist through the bad. Okay, now I tell you this not because the challenge is ending, but I tell you this because the challenge is going to continue, right? And I'm not talking about the next one in September. I'm just talking about you, because when the challenge ends tomorrow, you're still going to be on this journey of, trying to control your food intake and, better your health. So the point is that you will have moments where you will dip, and you will have moments that are great. And through the moments that are great, it's going to be easier. And through the moments that dip, it's going to suck, and you're going to want to quit. And you're going to feel like a failure and all these other things that are, negative. But that is just the way it is, and that's what will happen. I will tell you right now, it's going to happen. So but the key is you have to persist. You have to keep going. That is the key. You cannot focus on the dips, okay? The valleys, right? You cannot focus on those, and likewise, you cannot focus on the peaks. You have to focus on what? You have to focus on keeping on, right? That's what you have to focus on. The power in everything you do in order to get really good or to get really proficient at something is to keep trying and keep doing it. That is the key, okay? And you know what? I love saying these things because it's a great reminder for me, okay? Okay, and hopefully it's a great reminder for you, okay? Submit and commit. Positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself. You got to believe in yourself. There's no good reason why you shouldn't. And for the love of God, give some daily gratitude. It will make you feel good. Day 69 in the books. And I got a lot more questions to get through, and I promise I will tomorrow. Might be a bit of a long video. Maybe I'll do a bonus video. I've never done that, by the way. So maybe there'll be a day 71. Who knows, okay? We'll talk to you guys all very soon. See ya.